The engines on the narrow gauge railway were working harder than ever before. Sir Handel and Skarloey had both got into accidents with the trucks, and Sir Topham Hatt was still in search for another engine to come and help out with the workload. That evening, he called all of the engines to the sheds. He had big news. "Where is Sir Topham Hatt?" asked Rheneas anxiously. "Hopefully he'll arrive soon. I can barely keep my old eyes open," replied Duke. Just then, a small green engine came into the yard. "Who in bouncing bogies is this?" asked Duncan. Out stepped Sir Topham Hatt. "This is Luke. He's here to pull and shunt trucks in the yard. Duke, you will show him around first thing in the morning." The engines were all skeptical of Luke, but were excited to have a new engine on their railway. The next morning, all of the engines were leaving the sheds to pull their trains. Except for Luke. He was still sound asleep. Duke puffed over. "It'd be a shame if we were late on your first day." "Shunt the trucks yourself, then," yawned Luke. "I won't take that around here. Now come on, young one." Luke rolled his eyes as he followed Duke into the yard. "You must first learn how to handle the trucks, or else they will get you into trouble. You can ask any of us engines. We've all—" Luke rudely interrupted Duke. "I don't need to be taught how to shunt or pull trucks. I move them from here to there, and then there to here. No trouble at all." Duke was taken aback, but decided to play along. "All right, young one. Since you know how to manage the trucks alone, I'll go see how Peter Sam is doing at the quarry." Duke may have left Luke behind, but wanted to teach him a lesson, and he knew the trucks would help in doing so. The trucks glared at Luke, wondering who this new engine was. Luke gave them a bump. "We'll show him around. Duke's not here to save him," they laughed. "Quiet," said Luke, as he began shunting Rheneas' train together. At the quarry, Duke was telling Peter Sam all about Luke. "He sounds a bit too big for his own boiler," said Peter Sam. Duke chuckled. "It seems as though I always have to teach these young engines a lesson, eh, Stuart?" "Don't you get too big for your boiler now, Grandpuff." Duke laughed and whistled goodbye to return to the yard. He knew the trucks would be giving Luke trouble. He arrived quietly at the yard, trying not to make a sound. The trucks were indeed giving Luke trouble, laughing and being difficult. He was just moving the trucks to another siding when it happened. They surged forward and pushed Luke through the buffers. "If only Duke was here," laughed the trucks. Just then Rheneas puffed into the yard. "So I guess my train isn't ready then?" he said as he saw Luke and the broken buffers. Duke puffed up behind Luke. "So, young one, it turns out you do know how to handle the trucks. Having to pull you back onto the rails certainly proves that." Luke said nothing as Duke shunted the remaining trucks behind Rheneas. Rheneas smiled as he left for the harbor. "Sir Topham Hatt won't appreciate you breaking through his buffers. You have a lot to learn on this railway, Luke." Luke said nothing. He was in disgrace. Duke, as well as the other engines, couldn't wait any longer for Sir Handel and Skarloey to return.